They should all know this. If you thought that my husband's mission was powerful before, you have no idea. You have no idea what you just have unleashed across this entire country.
Hi lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Evildoers. Thank you so much for all the love and support. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us, you guys are the real MVP. So some HBCU schools are receiving threats. Just, it's not even up to 24 hours that Erika Kirk incident took all over the social platform. So lovelies, I came across this video on my For You and I thought to share where internet is reacting to the fact that Charlie wives actually spoke for the very first time. And people are like, there are so many things going on which these people are not letting the public know. There is also another stitch I was able to put up here where she was saying, I think she posted this video or picture on her page, where she is all over her husband's body, and the color of the arms is just something so suspicious. Lovely. So I'm just going to roll this. Please let me.
They should all know this. If you thought that my husband's mission was powerful before, you have no idea. You have no idea what you just have unleashed across this entire country. In this world, you have no idea. You have no idea the fire that you have ignited within this wife. The cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry. To everyone listening tonight across America, the movement my husband built will not die. It won't. I refuse to let that happen. It will not die. All of us will refuse to let that happen. No one will ever forget my husband's name, and I will make sure of it. They should all know this. Oh, Charlie, I love you. I love you, baby. Rest in the arms of our Lord as he blankets you with the words I know your heart always strived to hear. Well done, my good and faithful servant. When I got home last night, Gigi, our daughter, just ran into my arms. And I talked to her and she said, Mommy, I missed you. I said, I miss you too, baby. She goes, where's Daddy? What do you tell a 3-year-old? She's 3. I said, baby, Daddy loves you so much. Don't you worry. He's on a work trip with Jesus, so he can afford your blueberry budget. And my goodness, am I so humbled to witness Charlie, you alongside Jesus right now, doing what you always want to do, baby. Making heaven crowded, right? That's what it's all about. Making heaven crowded. I can't wait to see you again one day.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but did y'all hear Erika Kirk's speech, Charlie Kirk's wife? To me, it didn't sound like a wife grieving, but more sounded like she was delivering a message.
Have no idea what they have done. They killed Charlie because he preached a message of patriotism, faith, and of God's merciful love. But they should all know this. If you thought that my husband's mission was powerful before, you have no idea.
She mentioned in her statement, they. Who the hell is they? From all the information that the FBI released, it was only one person. And his family and a family friend turned his ass in for that $100,000 reward. We know what happened. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but this speech sounded like it was directed to his following, his movement. It didn't sound like a wife grieving or addressing the nation. It didn't matter if you liked the guy or if you didn't. There's something hidden in this message, and only his followers or the movement will know.
Evildoers that are responsible for her husband's passing have no idea what they have done or what they have ignited in her. My question is, ma'am, who is they? Who is they? Because it wasn't the Dems, the liberals. It wasn't the trans community. It wasn't the LGBT community. It wasn't the blacks. It wasn't the Hispanics. It was y'all. Y'all are so disappointed because you, that man in that Oval Office, and the governor of Utah was praying so hard that it wasn't one of y'all. But guess what the kicker is? It's always y'all. It's always y'all that's causing the disruption and doing these mass attacks. But it makes you sleep good at night to call the blacks thugs, to call the Hispanics and the immigrants criminals. And even your husband said that the LGBT community should be off by hanging on a tree. But like I said in my previous video, it makes you feel good to stand up there and lie on your husband and say that he was known for spreading God's love. No, he wasn't, ma'am. He was known for spreading hate. Karma just so happened to come quickly for him because what he wished on others ended up happening to him. He even said he was willing to sacrifice the few in order to maintain the Second Amendment. Ma'am, when I say this, I want you to sit down and lean up. The man that's responsible for offing your husband was a white conservative man. His father was a white devout Christian that was a pastor and in law enforcement. Sit in that. So when you speak of evildoers, understand that you are referring to white Christian conservative men.
My husband Charlie would be sitting here right now thanking his best friend JD Vance and his wife, but he couldn't. I could carry on his legacy for years. If you guys would like to buy any of these things that we're selling in our shop, I'm going to be selling these. Stay tuned after the show, okay? Incredibly sad because his legacy, I'm going to have to carry everything. It's going to be fine. I'm going to carry everything, just like I always do. So devastated. But, you know, I cannot believe that the taxpayers are letting us use their money to build a statue in his honor. If he was here right now, he would be so thankful. So if you guys want to buy any of the merchandise, I have the microphone that he was using. This is gonna be auctioned off, okay? I can't just give this shit away because there's a lot. I'm so sad. Anyways, I hope you guys have an amazing day. My husband.
I just really wish Charlie Kirk's wife would have set this one out for a couple of weeks, because to get on a podium and speak her little message or whatever and say, I don't know when the last time I slept. Ma'am, your husband died 48 hours ago, okay? You slept 48 hours ago, okay? And I can't imagine as a wife what she is feeling. But I just hate that. I feel like the government, the society, the people that followed him, they're using her now to fuel a fire, right? And I feel like she and her kids and their family are ultimately the ones that are going to really be mourning his loss. He was a part of their everyday life. They didn't just see him when he uploaded a video or when he went somewhere and made a statement. She is affected. Her everyday life is affected. So I feel like I just wish that when they encouraged her to speak, somebody would have told her, baby, just sit this, let things play out the way they're gonna play out. Don't get up here and speak, because she's speaking, she's in a part of grief, right? Now she's in that part of anger. And rightfully fucking so. Her husband was unalive on a national platform, right? But I just hate that they're using her. I hate that they're using her to fuel a fire that has nothing to do with the larger population of people, especially those who did not believe in his rhetoric. It has nothing to do with those people. The people who voted the way he voted, the people that thought the way he thought, the people that spoke the way he spoke, is the people that did this. Not the people who he spoke against. I'm just saying.
Yeah, Buki, the call is coming from inside the house, and whoever did the body did a good job. Now, Charlie Kirk's wife recently, she got the body, child, and she posted these images, I believe of him getting a medal from the president. I'm not entirely sure the title of the medal, but baby, she'd have posted the body. And also other images of her kissing the body. I mean, we've seen this at funerals. This is nothing new. It's really what most widows and loved ones do to their loved ones, right? I think the internet was a little bit more alarmed that she posted it, because mostly funerals are pretty private. But after she had posted those images of his funeral, child, she then posted this message. You could pause to read it. I'm not going to read it. But she basically blaming everybody but the call coming from inside the house. Now, after she had made this post, she then took and did a speech, child. Let me play the speech.
The evildoers responsible for my husband's assassination have no idea what they have done. They killed Charlie because he preached a message of patriotism, faith, and of God's merciful love.
Girl.
But they should all know this. If you thought that my husband's mission was powerful before, you have no idea. You have no idea what you just have unleashed across this entire country.
Erika, please. Okay? We give you some grace because you lost your husband. But the fact that you keep saying they, them, and you guys, who was you guys? They found the assailant. It is this man right here. Girl, I don't know what power trip they done put you on, girl, but get off that ride immediately. And instead of coming for all of the internet for what your husband was saying, you need to download JPay and talk to the person who did it.
There was something very sinister about Charlie Kirk's wife's speech. She didn't sound like a mourning wife, a emotional wife. She's fueled up with rage. What stuck out to me was when she was like, the whole world will know what you guys did. Who's you guys? Last time we checked, it's only one. But according to his wife, there's much more. And just look at her face. She's out for revenge. And maybe she knew something that we did not know. A possibility that Charlie knew that something like this would go down and told her to get prepared. And this is exactly what it's given. She's prepared to take over. Her knowing that her two kids witnessed their father being live right in front of their eyes. Yeah, she's not letting this go. I really just got a bad vibe and the chills when I was watching her speech. She did not shed one tear. She did not get emotional at all. She knew and she was prepared. She wants those people involved to know that she knew and she's not going to stop until they are exposed. The look in this woman's eye, this is her new mission. She is not letting Charlie go to waste at all. And a woman who does not let her emotions get the best of her is very, very dangerous. Maybe it's just me, maybe I'm overthinking it, but you know what? That speech was more than a goodbye speech. That's all I can say.
Charlie Kirk's widow, Erika Kirk, live streamed a message last night, and if that video was anything, it was a further call to war. Now, if you haven't seen it, I suggest you go watch it because the visuals and messaging are absolutely fascinating. And just like my video from last night, it's time to clock in and listen up because we're gonna the shit out of this thing. Each emphasis, each moment of emotional expression looked so perfectly calculated, and everything continued to circle back around to promoting and platforming the turning point, the business. She even directs people to their website. She tells them to start chapters wherever they are. She even goes so far as to say that there is absolutely no excuse to not start a chapter if there is not one near you. She also says that the evildoers will pay for what they've done. Here's the thing though, this speech was broadcast live, which means that it was broadcast after Tyler Robinson turned himself in. Now the language around the shooter has been very singular, very solo. We caught the guy. We already know that it looks like Tyler Robinson is aligning with the far, far right, in particular, the GroPro movement. So, who are these evildoers to which she's referring? And if you for one second think that she had time to get a full beat, hair done, come up with that speech, but didn't keep up with Tyler Robinson's probable affiliations, then you're either on the wrong page or you need to hold onto your hat because you're about to get a crash course in chaos. At first glance, it would be so easy to assume that she's talking about Democrats and the left. That would be the obvious answer. But if you watched my last video, you already know that I don't think she was talking to Democrats and the left. I think she was talking about other factions in the alt-right. I think the reference to evildoers served two distinct functions, and that it carried both a high and low frequency of messaging. The high, the obvious. It calls out to everyone that still believes that Tyler Robinson was radicalized by the left. And after scrolling through literally thousands of comments last night as I was looking at news media coverage videos, it is very clear that there still are an absolute ton of people that believe that he was radicalized by the left. Because of the word fascist used on one of the shell casings, they absolutely cannot wrap their minds around the fact that the phrases used were actually alt-right memes. They only know the word fascist as used as part of a left lexicon. So this high frequency messaging keeps them riled up, especially after MAGA Republicans have had to pivot away from directly accusing Democrats of having done it. The low frequency messaging, other far right factions, because by the time she made this message, it would have already been known that Tyler Robinson's affiliations would be with the far right, not the left. Steph, even if she was talking to other far right factions, wasn't this just the work of one angry shooter? Who put out the fucking book? That's right, it all comes back round again. Who published that biography one day before it actually happened? Who are they? What did they know? What role did they play? People are always talking about the left eating itself, but I want to know, what's happening with the right? So for the last day, the Democrats and the leftists have been online making jokes talking about, so are the white people going to fight back against other white people? Are the right going to fight the right? Yes. The answer is yes. Months ago, I made a video breaking down how Trump was trying to turn the states into a white Christian national state, but that beyond that, a lot of white Christians would eventually be shocked to find out that they are not the right kind of white, nor the right kind of Christian to be considered part of the in-group. The right, the far right, the alt-right, there are factions and they don't like each other. It is well known that Nick Fuentes' Groypers hated Charlie Kirk. They found him too moderate. They didn't find him extreme enough. Him not extreme enough for their liking. But I also think the right is smart enough to know that the range of extremes in and amongst the factions is beneficial for shifting mindsets and carrying out indoctrination on different levels. I said it in my last video and I'll say it again. People think the fight is left versus right, but I think the right sees the left as a nuisance, and that for them at the end of the day, they see the fight as right versus farther right. Whether it's MAGA Republicans or Groypers, Oath Keepers, Proud Boys, people that don't think they align necessarily with the Republicans and yet hear certain messaging that they feel, oh, actually, that's not that bad. You know, those little insidious messages that kind of get in there and pull people along further and further the path of right. Sometimes it's just due to religious indoctrination, you know, the fact that someone carries the same religious identity as them makes them blind to the other harmful things that they're doing. And so they will protect that person as a member of the same religious flock rather than calling them out for the actual harm that they do. At the end of the day, all these different people, all these little pieces, they could all have a useful role to play. Think of indoctrination like a sales funnel, you know? Sometimes people pop in at different points in the sales funnel, depending on what they need, what they already know, how they're feeling, and where they are in their life. Erika Kirk's message last night was her selling and selling.
So, ladies, internet is reacting to the fact that Charlie's widow spoke for the very first time, and people have so many, things to say about it. People have so many commentaries to say about it. So many other people have, reacted to it. To the fact that she, you know, she was not even like, people are shocked to the fact that it's all given so fast for her to come out, to give a speech. And I think that if someone should make that commentary, that is actually it actually makes sense. given to the fact that she is probably someone that lost her husband. And I think that when you lost somebody that you love, you actually need a time to, grieve. You need a time to grieve so perfectly, you know. You need like more time to actually get in with the reality of, oh, I just, lost someone and all of that. Then I think the speech was so fast. According to people that was reacting to it, I think it's fast. And also, people are also reacting to the fact that she is all filled with, yeah, she lost someone. Exactly. She lost her husband, like the love of her life. But the way at which she was like, you people, it's giving, it's as if she knows something. She know exactly what is going on. Maybe she had an idea. And also talking about her husband's legacy. Like, yeah, I think it's a good one for her not to allow her husband's legacy to go down the drain. But I think all of these things are so fast, right? But anyways, everybody have the way at which they grieve, right? I think everybody did will grieve differently. Some people will want to wait for about maybe months, weeks before they come out to give a speech, while some will actually just the way at which she's doing it so fast, you know. And internet is not having it in the sense that they feel it's all giving, oh, I'm not hurt, but I'm just gonna keep on digging. I'm just gonna keep on, pushing. There's no cause for alarm. But I think all of this just boils down to how individuals chooses to grieve. I think this is the way at which she chose. And while she speaks, I see someone that is so outraged, someone that is so angry, and I think you wouldn't even blame her for being angry. Like her husband was actually unalive, you know. Even though these guys are trying to push narrative to make it look like some particular people are behind whatsoever that befell on them, I hope they pause and give it a think and realize that the person who actually did this is someone like them. Is even I heard that this 22-year-old boy was, or he even voted for Orange Man, and he's a Republican, a registered one. So when this people comes out to like, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do this to you guys, like it's giving you guys, no, this should actually be directing all of those to the boy who did it, to the boy, the family who did it to us. So I think that is the reason why the internet is not having this speech. So if people are not having this speech, it's giving, you know this is the people, and it was so fast. And I also heard that he's been like, seriously, I just hope that she's gonna be okay. Her children is gonna be fine. You know, she should just have to do what she has to do. That's it. Because at the end of the day, I believe that is her husband. She should do exactly what she's doing, right? Yeah, she has to grieve the way at which she chooses to. You know. But this issue of trying to make it look like, oh, it's these people that did this, is just something I don't understand. So many people are like, they never expected, I don't know, maybe they never expected that the boy who did it was probably going to be the boy who did it. I think they were all expecting someone different, or some people different. Anyway, love this, and just leave me your own part in the comment section of what you think of this video. Please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. So please share this video, like, leave a thought, and I will see you love this when I upload the next of this video. Please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. Please share this video, like, and I will see you lovely soon I upload the next one.